at least we have the confidence now that we can go ahead and prepare for the exam and give the exam. So that confidence at least we have.
I will share
Sir,
exam
3
tips
hour
also, don't worry.
Yeah, that should be helpful.
सर 3 आवर बैठ के रिवाइज करना डिफिकल्ट हो रहा है 4 आवर कैसे कर रहे हैं भगवान
4 hours I used to take 4-hour classes also, but people came to me and say like maximum 3 hours is okay. I think this is the best way, but it is going lengthy. It is like a lot of people are waiting for my notes I'm sharing, don't worry.
सर वीडियो को डिवाइड कर सकते हैं क्या मतलब एक दिन में टॉपिक कवर कर रहे हैं अगर उसमें दो टॉपिक है वीडियो को डिवाइड करके अपलोड कर सकते हैं क्या मतलब वो रिवाइज करने के लिए इजी होता है 3 आवर पूरा बैठ के करना है ना बहुत डिफिकल्ट होगा
Oh, like
पता है ऐसा कुछ
it's
नहीं
very difficult. Daily we upload almost 50 plus videos on our portal. Daily we are taking 30 to 40 classes, and sometimes like one video, like I have to stop and create again. Okay, so it's difficult for us to edit the videos on daily basis. It's like 40-50 videos we have to edit every day, and we need like I think 25 plus video editors to edit 50 videos. It is like I'm opening a new company for video editing.
Yeah, but one good thing, Atul, whatever I'm studying for your classes, so I'm putting that at 2x. I'm watching at 2x, but I'm not feeling that difference of 2x. So it is as per the normal speed. So if anybody wants to try that, I think that will be useful to complete the videos faster.
Like 2-hour video you can cover in 1 hour if you just use a 2x. That is a good trick to, because you are watching video to revise the content, not learning again. So when you are not learning, you just revise the video, you can use the option 2x. Don't go more than 2x, else I'll speak Chinese.
Guitar maybe.
Hey, Atul.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, good morning. I just want to give like a quick feedback for your class. I know you asked earlier if we have been watching videos from YouTube. Myself, I did watch your videos for a year, but I just want to give you a positive feedback based the approach that you have that makes the difference with the industry. I have some video from INE, from Kelvin Wallace, from CBT, but your approach is one of the best one that make people feel confident. I'm in the networking side in the hospital here as a network engineer, but I'm telling you, since I have been following you, you make me feel more confident than any other training that I follow.
Yeah.
And last week or the week before, a few days ago, you were saying probably you may end up doing some streaming so people can go watch your video. I am telling you, the approach that you have right now, that's what makes the difference to create best network engineer in the market. So I will advise you to follow this approach.
Yeah, I'm not getting to change myself. I'll be like that only.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so this is the
Sir,
thing.
ये क्लिप बनता है रिकॉर्डिंग इसका रिकॉर्डिंग आपकी वेबसाइट पे जाना चाहिए
अभी YouTube लाइव है वैसे.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi sir, I am audible.
Yeah, Vineet. Okay, so shall we start?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Please continue.
Okay, so I think the only difference, like what networking is giving in the market is, like we are going, like on a student level. Okay, means the people we do not expect that experts are coming in my classes, even though experts are also coming, but we are going from basics, like from very zero level. Okay, so when the content creators on any website, okay, whether it is any platform, So they are not looking at you, because I am looking at you, I'm looking at your face. Okay, and also I read comments, so I will able to understand that you are able to understand the topic or not. That's why I repeat the topic sometimes multiple times. Okay, so this is the example. But if I just create video recordings and put it on our some platform which we created recently, as you all know, NWFlix. Okay, so I'm not able to see the people, so maybe I'm not going to revise the topic again and again. Okay, so but yes, whenever we will create a video platform where we will only sell the video courses, so I'll make sure the content will actually help people, not just random videos we are going to upload on the sake of just uploading the course or uploading completing the course. Okay, so as all of you know that we changed the name this to NWFlix, right? So after 1 or 2 years, it will be completely like OTT platform. Like you take a membership of Netflix. So my vision of this company, which is NWFlix, is a part of networkings. Okay, so in future we will create this like a OTT platform, and if a lot of users will come on this platform, we will reduce the prices. Not like Netflix, obviously, but we will reduce as much we can. Okay, so this is the thing. Because we want this platform to be used by all colleges. Okay, whether it is BTech or BSc, IT, whatever. So means people actually learn. Okay, rather than just doing the BTech and they don't know anything, or any IT degree in India, like you all know, like people get graduate, but they don't have any single skill. So even they focus on one skill, like maybe Linux or maybe cybersecurity, maybe networking. So at least they will do wonders in their life. So, okay. So we are not in the market because we are not spending like a lot of money to show our ads. But yes, we will raise like and go ahead with that vision also. Okay, so let's start the topic for today, guys. It's a BGP. Okay. So I think a lot of guys joined now. Okay, so BGP, Border Gateway Protocol. Okay. So this is the topic for today. So what is BGP? BGP is a like internet routing protocol. And if you remember, like BGP is the only exterior gateway protocol. So BGP uses autonomous system number. So what is autonomous number? It's like the first of all, you should understand what is internet. A lot of networks are connected together with each other. That's like that's like internet. And every company like if you want to run BGP, so every company has AS number. Okay, to get the AS number, you need to run BGP. Okay, or you can say opposite. Like if you want to run BGP, you need to have AS number, and this AS number you can get from Internet Sign Number Authority. And there are two type of AS numbers. So one is 16-bit and one is 32-bit. Okay, so 16-bit are like 1265534 something, and public range out of that is 64511. Okay, I hope you see this number. So the public range is 64511 and private range 64512 to 65534. Okay, so if you want to run BGP inside your company, okay, not with the outside, then you can use this private range. Okay, so you can use this private range. So this private range is used by many service providers, like suppose Airtel or AT&T. Okay, so they are running. Where is AT&T? Okay, okay, so private range is used by ISP to run in their network, but whenever ISP or whenever a company connect with the ISPs for internet, okay, that we use public AS number. Okay, so then we have 32-bit AS number. which is like you can give a notation, like you can put a number like 65100.6. So this is called 32-bit AS number. Okay. And so it's a big digit number. Why 32-bit launch? Because 16-bit AS number is almost getting what we call, like people have used a lot of 16-bit. So that's why now we have 32-bit. Okay. So we can't get 16-bit AS number. We will get a 32-bit AS number like 55 dot something like that. Okay. So you can see. So there is a number and after dot, there is another number. Okay. So it's called 32-bit AS number. So this is used. Okay, so this is a formula, guys. Okay, suppose you get a AS number from the market. Again, I'm teaching that 32-bit AS number example also. So because when you get a 32-bit AS number, you should not get confused in your company because all new companies will have new AS number. Okay, so let me show you how to convert that. So just hold on my pen tablet. Okay. So as you all know, suppose you got this AS number from the market. Okay. Suppose you applied for any public IP and you got from INA, Internet Assigned Authority. Okay. So let's take an example. If Networkings. Okay. So Networkings apply for any BGP AS number. So suppose we got this number from INA, and how to actually get to know what is the dotted decimal format, because this is the format. So whatever number you get, you have to divide it by 65536. Okay. And you will get this 82. And again, you have to take that number 543495 and minus whatever you got here 82 and multiply by 6536. So the first 82 you will put here, and the second value what you will get by putting AS number minus 82 into 65356, so 610. So this is what we call the AS dotted decimal format. Okay. So in BGP, you can also write 54349995, but in the new Cisco routers on any new company routers, they will also ask you dotted decimal format. Okay. So you can just learn this formula or just Google it. There are a lot of formulas available online, which will convert your 32-bit AS number in the AS dot decimal format. Okay. This is called AS dot decimal format. Okay. So INA has also reserved for private use. You can see this is a very big number. Okay. So it has almost a big range. So what is AS number? All companies are connected together. Okay. And by default, BGP checks the like suppose if you want to go from this is your company. Okay. And you want to go here AS3. So by default, BGP is going to take this option, because if you go from this side, how many AS numbers are coming? 1 and 2. Okay. So like it is like 2 AS far away. If this is my destination, suppose this is Google server. Okay. And this is your company router. Let's call NW Kings. Okay. So by default, Networking's router is going to follow this path, because from this side, I have like 2 AS number, which is, you can say 2 hops or 2 AS hops. But if you go from this side, 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4. Okay. So which is lowest, which has small or less number of AS, BGP is going to follow that number. Okay. So BGP definitely check which path is better for me, and I will always choose the number with the less hops. So if you go from this side, it is 2 hops. Okay. If you go from this side, it is like 4 hops. So by default, BGP is going to take option 1. Clear, guys? Okay. Jahan se kam AS number aa rahe hain, okay, it will follow the lowest AS number link, and this is called shortest AS path. So which is the shortest AS path? Option 1 or option 2? Option 1, right? If you have same path, then there are other things BGP will check, okay, which we will learn in the BGP table. Okay. Yeah. So now if you talk about BGP, so BGP, before making connection, like when you run BGP, so BGP uses a TCP protocol. As you all know, if you remember TCP in your CCNA days, okay, so what is TCP? TCP stand for Transmission Control Protocol, TCP. So it works on protocol number 6. Okay, so TCP is reliable. TCP is reliable. TCP is connection oriented, if you remember. Okay, it believes in making connection, and whenever you send any data, we get acknowledgement. Okay, so all the best applications in the world today, like whether it is HTTPS, okay, whether it is DNS, okay, or whether it is FTP, simple mail transfer protocol, okay. So all these important application all works at TCP. So TCP is a transport layer protocol, because many people get confused. Sir, HTTPS is application layer protocol. Then why it is working on TCP? Do you have that doubt? No, you should not have, because you have taken training from me. Okay, so basically this is application. So the home of HTTPS is application, but to transfer the data from one particular source to destination, we need a service which will load my package. It's like a TCP truck. Okay, so HTTPS is a data. HTTPS is a data which is going to that is going to be inside my truck, and that truck name is TCP. So the truck is delivering my data to the destination. So HTTPS, DNS, FTPS, these are also protocols, but they are like just a data. They can't move themselves. Okay, they can't move by their own. They need a service, whether TCP or UDP. Okay, so some applications uses TCP and some uses a UDP truck. You can just think of in this way, that these are just a data, but to forward the data, we have two type of special trucks, that is TCP and UDP. If you forward your data with TCP, you will get data reliable, connection oriented, acknowledgement. Whenever you send data, you will get acknowledgement. If you lose your data, it will retransmit the data automatically. Okay, retransmission is there. Okay, and in UDP it is unreliable, connectionless, no acknowledgement, no retransmission. Okay, so that's why all the voice over IP, whenever you take Zoom sessions, WebEx, all the VoIP softwares today, all the voice goes on the UDP, because it's very fast in terms of because we are not getting acknowledgement. So all the real-time applications, whether Zoom meetings or WebEx or live streaming, everything is on the UDP, because we do not need acknowledgement, that where we need high speed of data delivery. Okay. Sajin, bore ho rahe ho? Okay. Okay, so BGP. So BGP is also application layer protocol like HTTPS. Okay, the BGP is also application layer protocol. It work on application layer. But now if you want to run BGP between two routers, so before they become BGP neighbor, they first send what packet? Sync packet. The second router will send also what? Sync acknowledgement. Okay, and then you further send acknowledgement. What is that? What is this? This is called three-way handshake. So three-way handshake, it means before becoming a BGP neighbor, okay, before we become an BGP neighbor, first we do three-way handshake. First we create TCP connection establishment. Okay, once my TCP connection get established, then I will send my BGP packets. Okay. So it means before becoming a BGP neighbor, your router should have a TCP connection established. If your router do not form any TCP connection, they will not become BGP neighbor. Okay, and also remember, like if you use any firewall or any service, if your port number 179, okay, so TCP port number 179 should be open because that is used by BGP. So BGP is application protocol that uses both TCP and IP protocols for reliable connections. Okay. Okay, and where should you run BGP? Okay, so in the case, these are the three like examples where should you run BGP. Okay, so the first place where you should run BGP, if you working as a transit AS. What is transit AS? That you are connecting one company with another company. Okay, so the best example, what is transit AS is ISP. Okay, so what ISP do? ISP connect Google with your company. Yeah, your company or Google servers are connected with the help of ISPs. So ISPs are working like transit AS. Transit means helping people to connect other locations with your help. Transit. Okay, like suppose you want to go from Delhi to like Dubai or maybe like New York. Okay, so from Delhi to Dubai, then Dubai to New York. This is how your flight is going. So Dubai is going to be your transit. Right, the same way, if you want to go from your company to Google server, ISP is working like transit for you. So in this case, BGP is required because all internet traffic is running on BGP. So if you want to become a big ISP, you need to run BGP. Clear where we use BGP? First, if you are ISP, you have to use BGP. The other place, if you have two ISP, ISP1, ISP2, there you should also run BGP. Okay, if you have any requirement that you want to play with the traffic, that you want to send outgoing traffic from this side, you want incoming traffic from this side. If you need that modification in your company, then BGP is required. Else, default route is okay for you. It is not mandatory to run BGP. But if you want to play with the traffic, I hope you understand playing with the traffic word, that you want to modify the paths according to you, then BGP is required. ठीक है, तो BGP में आप चाहते हो इधर से जाए इधर से आए ट्रैफिक. इंटरव्यू में क्वेश्चन भी पूछते हैं वाले. Okay, that in most of the interviews people ask this question. Okay, what you will do to forward your traffic from ISP1 and what you will do to forward my like VLAN 2 traffic from ISP2. So that is all possible. Okay, with BGP very easily. Okay, with any protocol very easily. But if you want to play with incoming traffic also, that whenever Google or Facebook reply me, I want ISP to be used to for my incoming traffic. That is also possible with the help of BGP. So this type of connection is called multi-home. Okay, when you have two ISP, that is called multi-home. And when you have two routers in your company and you have two ISPs, that is called dual multi-home. So this is the most used design in any company, guys. हर कंपनी के अंदर यही डिजाइन होता है. Mostly every company have two gateways. Gateway 1, Gateway 2, and they all have connected to big ISPs like AT&T, or maybe another one is like Tata, right? So this is the design of any company. Mostly everyone in their branch office, head office, mostly they have this kind of design. Because if one ISP goes down, still your company can go from the gateway 2. Right? If a router goes down, still your traffic can go from gateway 2. Okay? So that's why we use two routers and two ISPs. Okay? This is the normal design of any company today. Okay, so AS number is very important because to run BGP, we need AS number. Okay, so this is what is written over here also, BGP. So there are two type of BGP. One is eBGP and one is iBGP. So what is iBGP? Okay, so when you have like multiple locations. Okay, like these 4 routers, and they all have AS number, suppose 100. So when all the routers have the same AS number, all these 4 routers are called IBGP. So that's called internal border gateway protocol. Clear, everyone? Okay, but when a company connect a router with any another router or any other AS number like 500, so now 500 plus AS 100, so these are 2 different AS. So the connection between these 2 router is called EBGP. External BGP. External BGP. Okay, so external BGP, when you have 2 different AS number, when you have same AS number, internal BGP. Okay. And remember, in interior gateway protocols, you have a lot of protocols like OSPF, EIGRP, ISIS, RIP. RIP is not used nowadays. Okay. And in EGP, EGP is exterior gateway protocol. Okay. Charger. Okay. So EGP, exterior gateway protocol, means only protocol in the world is BGP. Okay. So that's basic. Basics are going on. Basics are important. Basics are important. Okay. So we'll see these states also. Don't worry. Okay. So let's start a lab, guys. Okay, so this is what we have. The lab guide, right? Okay, so I'm starting with the very basic lab today. The first lab is eBGP. So you have to understand that this is one of the router is my company and the other router is ISP. So how BGP work, how we become neighbors and all, this is what we are going to see. So the lab number is 23 and the topic is eBGP configuration. Okay, this is the first basic topic of eBGP. So are you guys ready? Okay, so let's go. So the routing section and the lab 23. Okay. So this is the lab 23. Open. Just start the devices. Very basic lab. Nothing fancy. Very easy. Okay. So it is not required. I know how to configure. So let's open the consoles. Yes, screen is visible, everyone. सभी को स्क्रीन दिख रही है अच्छे से? Screen is not small. It is like I'm using wide monitor. You can zoom in little bit. It will give me much space to teach. Okay, so this is Delhi, your router. So this is my office router and this is ISP. Okay, let's give any ISP name. Okay, what is like Tata? Okay, so this is okay. So let's configure enable. Configure terminal host name Delhi. Okay, so let's call this is my Delhi router gateway 1 something. And we will give IP address FA00, IP address 152.16.12.1. Okay, so I'm using /30 here because between 2 routers, most of the time you are going to use /30. Just hold on if you want me to just share little better. Okay, now tell me, now screen is okay? Much better? ठीक है. यार सबके अलग अलग हैं. कोई कह रहा है ये अच्छा है. Okay, everything is fine now. Okay. So now consider this is your office. This is the public IP we got. Okay, this is like whether this is ISP IP. And now ISP will also have the connection. Okay, so consider this is ISP router. So this is ISP. Okay, and ISP has 152. Oh man, this keyboard is so weird. Okay, so we have given public IP. Okay, now because this is very basic BGP. Okay, so what I want you to understand that ISP have all public networks, right? We have all Google IP, Facebook, everything Tata already have. Yes or no? So if a Tata is ISP here, he should aware of all Google IP, Facebook IP, Twitter IP. Yes or no? Okay, because this is our first lab. So what we need to do, we can just create a loopback for testing here. Okay, like I have Google IP. Because I can't demonstrate real ISP right now. मैं पूरा एयरटेल टाटा नहीं बना सकता यहाँ पे बैठ के, right? So understand this way that I am just like you can think of that I already have public networks. So that's why I say I interface, loopback, interface, IP address like sorry 888. Okay, consider this is the public IP and interface loopback. We have 9 IP. Okay, so now we have 2 loopbacks. So now you consider them, they are public IPs. So what ISP and all big companies they do, whatever public IPs they have. Okay, so consider a big table is there on internet. There is a big table. This table is called a BGP table. So if anybody want everyone, if any company want their server to access via public, okay, if any company want to make their servers public, they need to add their IP address in the BGP table. Because BGP table itself is an internet. So if anybody in the world today, if anybody want to run internet, all those companies, Google, Facebook, ISP, everyone, even your company. So if you want any public IP to be accessible by any company, so you need to advertise public IP in BGP table. So now tell me guys, let's take an example of Elon Musk, Tesla. Okay. Mostly people admire him. Okay. So let's consider Tesla, SpaceX, whatever companies he has. So if anybody want to open Tesla or SpaceX websites or if they have a lot of servers on internet. Okay. So do you think that Tesla public IPs are in the BGP table? Okay, so we can check also because internet is full of information. BGP Okay, so there is a website Ultra Tools or BGP.tools. Okay, so what if I put a company name here? I don't know if not Tesla. This keyboard S is little. Yeah, we got Tesla Motors. दिख गया? So AS number 394161. Okay, by default, now tell me guys, this is 32-bit or 16-bit? Because the 16-bit AS number get ended up in 65,000. Now you got the point why 32-bit AS topic was better for us to understand. Because if I only teach you 16-bit, then you will get confused. Oh man, why the Tesla has this 394161? Because 16-bit range is 16-bit is like 12655, 65,535. This is the maximum range. And Tesla got almost 3,94,000. It's like 3 lakh plus number. So it's definitely not 90, it's 100% 32-bit AS number. Okay. So actually on their routers, if you go to Tesla someday, okay. So, and if you check their routers, so they have some dotted format, the formula what I told you initially in the class, okay? Or you can see BGP AS dot notation converter. Okay, you go to any website and you just copy this number and there are formulas like you paste and the dotted number is 6.945. Okay, so Tesla routers have this configuration. Clear? Okay, now coming back to the topic. Okay, so everyone understand that all the companies, they have advertised their public IPs, even big companies like Tesla and all, right? So they are also, so you can see prefixes. When I click on prefixes, so now the company is forwarding these public IPs to the entire world. Can you see that? So all these prefixes are by Tesla Motors. So they have IPv6 also. You can see these IPv6 numbers. And they have IPv4 numbers. Okay, let's go to any other company. Let's call Patanjali मिलेगा क्या? Yeah, Nestle. Okay, so let's call, yeah, so Nestle USA. Okay, so chocolate company. Okay, so they have something 204, but they have some wine stream something. Okay. So means you can check any company name. So I used to check Apple. It has a big number. So you can see AS number 714. And now if you see their prefixes, they are running on 17 network. Before checking prefixes, I'm telling all the prefixes will be on the 70 number. Let's see. Yeah. Because all 17 block is reserved by Apple. ठीक है, SBI वगैरह तुम खुद देख लेना यार, कभी मेरी YouTube की वीडियो डाउन हो जाए, SBI के पब्लिक IP दिखा रहा हूं मैं. Yeah, Microsoft may have 52. Yeah. Okay, Ford always have 9 IP. Okay, so too many searches, guys. I am attacking their website. So let's come back to the topic. Okay, so now consider all the companies in the world. Okay, all their public IPs, like I have public IP. So all companies like Google, Facebook, Apple, all they are putting their public IPs. Okay, like whether 888, whether 999, whether it is apple.com 1717 IP. Okay, whether it is any company, all they are forwarding their public IPs in the table, which is called BGP table. So what is happening? All the internet routers. Okay, so whatever routers we have on the companies, So actually, BGP is just helping all routers to forward their information, forwarding the BGP table to each other. So internet is nothing. Internet is forwarding the BGP table to everyone. Okay, so why you are paying to Tata? Because Tata has all BGP table. Tata already have BGP table. So you are taking the internet connection so that you can connect the whole internet with the help of BGP table. Clear now, everyone? समझ आ गया सभी को? Yes. हरिओम. How do you feel if I start yawning in the class? तुमने मेरा फीडबैक 1 स्टार देना है क्या? नींद में पढ़ा रहा है इंसान और तुम मेरे सामने सारा दिन वासियां ले रहे हो. हरिओम. Okay. It's better you turn off your camera. At least I will not get demotivated that I am teaching to the people who are just yawning. So coming back to the topic. So now this is my company. This is ISP. Okay. So all BGP routes, Tata already have BGP table, BGP full table. Yes. Agree, everyone? ISP all have full BGP tables, means they have all the information on the internet. So you are connecting ISP so that you can part of that network. So I'm just showing you that we created a 2 loopbacks here, that how ISP or any big company advertise their IPs. Okay. So we just configured IP addresses, and what ISP will do. So config T router BGP. Okay. So this is the old version right now because we just see 16-bit. Okay. Maybe next lab I will show you that BGP will show you 32-bit AS number also. But today I will just say router BGP2 and then network. So whatever network ISP have, whatever network big companies have, they all advertise their IPs with the help of network command by saying 80000. Okay, so this is Google IP. So this command is already running on the Google routers. So ये अगर Google का IP, if this IP belongs to Google, so this is already, this command is given in the Google routers. So if suppose 9, it's a Ford IP. Okay, Ford, the car brand. Okay, so the 9 network is already forwarded by that company. Okay, if ISP like Tata, Airtel have their own public IPs. Okay, whatever public IPs you have, if you want to forward them in the full BGP table, you need to give that network command. So when I give the network command, okay, you guys can check show IP BGP, and now you can see in the BGP table, right now I can see 2 routes. दिख रहे हैं? Right now, because this is just Tata itself has their own routes, but right now the whole world routes is not visible here. But in actually, if you see the real BGP table, it has more than 20 lakh routes. Okay, around 1 million to 2 million routes. If you see the full BGP table, it will show you 1 to 2 million routes, almost 10. Like if you see BGP prefixes, these are called BGP prefixes total. Okay, so this is the output of yeah, so it is keep increasing. This is 1 million days and that far away. I think this is output of like 2018 or 19. Okay, but today BGP in 2020 already crossed 1 million. You can see here. So this is the graph. So we already have 1 million plus routes in the BGP. And this 1 million means all the internet users, all the big companies, they are sharing all the information in the BGP. Okay, so this is a post by Apnic, which is Asia Pacific network information. Lakh is like, sorry if you don't know, it's like 1 million routes. Okay, 1 million in India, we say 10 lakhs. Okay, okay. So BGP is the size is increasing day by day, and that's why we need better routers. So you can see this is the 1994 table where we had almost 8 million something. Okay, but now it is keep increasing day by day, and we crossed 1 million plus routes. So this is just a graph that number of prefixes are growing day by day. Okay, so you can see Jan 18 prefixes were 7 lakhs. In Jan 22, it was like 9 lakh plus. So the every year we are growing with 7 to 8% of the public IPs. Are you getting, guys? दिख रहा है ना सभी को? So the prefix count, the total prefixes we have is almost 9 lakh plus. This is Jan 22. I think it is crossed more than that. And what is root prefixes? Like the parent root, okay? So parent root is suppose if there is a network 8000, so this is called root. This is a root prefix. Okay. And now if any company is sending 8.0.1.0, 8.0.2.0, 8.0.3.0. So if they are sharing these prefixes by doing subnetting, so these are total prefix count. And if you check root prefixes is the parent root. So the total root prefixes are almost 4,20,000. Okay, so the /8s, /8 means the total /8 on the internet is around 183. The total AS number on the internet is around 72,800, more than 65,000. That's why we got 32-bit AS. And transit AS who are working like ISP and all, they are almost 10,800. Okay, the routers which are not helping anyone, they are just normal location sites. They are called stub AS, means they are not connected with anyone. They are 62,000. And the IPv6 BGP table is also increasing. The IPv6 is also increasing day by day. In IPv6, we got almost 1,46,000 routes now. Okay, so but yes, so this is the prediction also, guys. By 2028, we will have around 11 lakh something. Okay, so you can read that document. So in IPv6 by 2028, we'll have like 11 lakh more routes. Keep calm and carry on routing. Okay, so this is a blog by APNIC. I hope you know what is APNIC. It's Asia Pacific Network Information Center. And people from America, they can read documents of ARIN, which is means anybody can read any RIR. Okay, ARIN, American Registry for Internet Numbers. Go to references. And whenever you want to read something about internet, you want to learn more about BGP. Okay, after my classes, obviously. So then you can go for this training and education, and because they do some webinars and all. Okay, just what is going on internet. Okay, kya chal raha hai internet pe, what is going on internet. Okay, you can see guide to internet number resources. Okay, you can read these documents. Okay, whenever I was in my company, I used to get time. I used to read these documents. So you should also read. Then only you will understand real about internet. If you Google or just go to YouTube, what is history of internet? Nobody is going to say the real facts because they are just not non-technical videos, right? But as a network engineer, you should always have more knowledge than normal users that how internet is working. Okay, so you can read these documents and history and services. Okay, so you got the point, right? How we advertise the IP. So you can read this like ARIN. Okay, it is like 5 regional internet registries and they are established in 1997, 92, 93. Okay. And so these are the organizations who are supporting this INA, Internet Sign Number Authority. So this is just a map. Okay. You can read this whenever you get time. What is ARIN and all. Okay. Okay. So now you got the point that we are advertising our IP. And the same way, if my company has a public IP, where we should buy the public IP, please watch the last video. Okay, where I told you how to buy the IP addresses from any website like Appnik. So once you got the public pool, जब आपके पास एक public IP का pool होगा, when you have the public pool, you go to your router, config T, router BGP, and you have AS number like 1, 2, 3, whatever number you got. Then you are going to advertise your public IP, what you want to send to internet. Because when you forward your public IP, that will become a part of internet table. Okay, so 201.1.1.mask. What I'm doing. Okay, I think there is 255 missing. Okay. So now if you check your BGP table, so right now I have not created any neighbor. I'm just showing that your company is running BGP. You have created your own BGP table. ISP have their own BGP table. And to share that information, we need to run BGP. Okay, we need to run BGP. Okay, so now I'll show you show IP BGP. So, okay, I have not created a loopback, guys. That's why. So to create this network, I should have this network in my network, right? So whether it is on the LAN IP, whether it is on the loopback IP. Okay, so this IP, my keyboard is pathetic today. Show IP BGP. So yeah, you can see I have created my BGP table where I have 201 network. Okay. And there is ISP table on BGP. But as of now, it is just 2 routes. But in real world, you will have like more than 8 to 10 lakh routes. Okay. So now when ISP, you want to run BGP with ISP. Okay. So when you connect Airtel or Tata, whatever. So ISP will give you 3 options. Listen to me carefully, guys. When you apply for that, I want to become your BGP neighbor or I want internet connection, ISP will give you 3 options. First option, take a default route. Run BGP. Okay, forward your information to me, but I will not forward you. I will only forward you what default route. तो मैं क्या भेजूंगा सिर्फ? I will only forward you one single default route. Clear, everyone? The second option ISP will give you that with the default route, whatever important prefixes you want, default route plus partial routes. Partial routes means you can take Google or Facebook, whatever routes you want. You can give me a list 10, 15, 20 networks. I will give you a default route because you want to go internet and you need a default route or you need full BGP table. So these are the 3 things. So understand again, full BGP table is required when you want to modify the whole company network according to you. So सबसे ज्यादा modification आप कहां कर पाओगे? If you want to really modify your network or manipulate the traffic like incoming, outgoing, everything, then it is always recommended to use a full BGP table. If you want full control, on internet, then you have to run what? Full BGP table. It means the router you are using, it should be capable of handling almost 1 million routes. Yes or no? And to buy this router, the Cisco recommend you to buy. देखो यही एक्सपीरियंस आ जाता है. Cisco ASR. Okay, so whether you go for ASR, which is like available in different categories. Okay, 1000, 9000, 9006. So means you need a better router, which is able to process your routes properly. And you need a ISP kind of service provider routers because you are getting full BGP table. अगर full BGP table चलाना है, if you want to run full BGP table, the ASR series is recommended. Clear everyone? Clear? But if you do not want to run full BGP table and all, then Cisco recommend you to go for any ISR series. ISR is integrated service router 4331, 4321. Okay, so these routers are able to get, like, you can go with the default route or default plus partial. Okay, ISR series, if you go for default route and default routes plus partial, but to run full BGP table, I recommend you all to go for ASR series or Juniper MX series. Okay, so MX series is very powerful. I was in the MX team, by the way. तो इसीलिए पता है हमें. MX 960, it's a very good product. Process a lot of traffic, and these are the normal. Okay. So by the way, when I was in Juniper, I was handling a team Sri Lanka Telecom also. Sri Lanka का टेलीकॉम देख रहा था भाई तुम्हारा. ये मत कह देना तभी बुरा हाल चल रहा है वहां पे. ओके, नहीं ऑल ठीक हो जाए वहां भी सब. ओके, सो you can see, I remember 2-3 years back, they were using in one of the router, they were using, I think, 960 or 480, 960. Okay, and we asked them, because we, as a customer support, as a technical support, you can't say directly, okay, buy my new router. Your router is old. Okay, so as a tech team or as a engineer, you can't say, okay, your router is not able to handle this. It is like we can say, yeah, it's a good one. Okay, but if you want to manage this properly, I think you should go with the upgrade. Upgrade बोल सकते हो बस, ज़्यादा नहीं. Okay, but if they are not ready to upgrade, then you need to optimize their network, because when the full BGP table comes, I remember what are the issues we get in the real time. Okay, so these routers CPU will be very high. So if their CPU will be very high, then they start rebooting every time. Are you getting my point? So if the CPU is very high, what happens? Like in your normal Windows machine, if the CPU is very high, it will show you some blue screen error or something, right? So the same way, if CPU is high, it will reboot. It will not able to process the packets. It will not actually not able to process the traffic very much. So we sometimes we need to go to these routers and kill some processes. So the processes, like in suppose your computer is slow, what you do? Go to task manager and kill the processes what is not required. So sometimes, because all these routers are also working on Linux operating system, they have modified the Linux and created their own operating system that's called Junos, Juniper operating system. Cisco iOS Internet Operating System. Everyone is based on Linux. Okay. So these are the things. So now I'd recommended you some routers also. You can go for MX series and all, because if you go with a normal router and full BGP table, then company managers are going to call you. You are the one who recommended me 4431 router. Now take this router at your home and practice CCNP. Right? So whenever somebody take recommendations, it's always better to read data sheets. Okay, data sheets, you should read data sheets. Which product is better? You should do research. Okay. Okay. By the way, if you are a beginner, nobody will ask you. That's the honest answer also. Okay, so default route plus partial and full BGP table. Okay, so what will happen? Like I'm just creating neighbor by default. If you create a neighborship with any BGP, ISP or anyone, by default, you are going to get the full BGP table. Okay, by what is by default? So remember, both the sides we have given network commands. Okay, both the sides, you can see we have given the network commands. It means both have their own BGP table, but they are not sharing information with each other. Yes, they are not sharing anything with each other. But once I go to Delhi router and I go to config T router BGP 1, neighbor is 152.16.12.2 remote AS. What is the remote AS? Data is on AS number 2. Just you have to give neighbor command. Okay. And before that, I run a command here, debug IPTC. So this is just I want to show you that it is actually connecting three-way handshake. Debug IP TCP packet. Okay, and I'll go to this side also and run config T router BGP2 neighbor 152.16.12.1 remote AS 1. Okay, so now you can see here, guys, I sent a sync packet. Can you see port number 179? Yes. And right now it is trying to create, you can see close connection because the other side I configured just now. Okay, so just wait for some time. And now you can see this is what we sent a sync packet. Can you see that sync packet, and we got like win something. It is like a bit, we got acknowledgements, right? And you can see establish. Can you see that ESTAB? Establish. So it means show TCP brief all. This is a command to check the TCP connection is getting successful between two neighbors or not. So the first troubleshooting step, if your BGP neighbor is not coming up, you need to check TCP connection is established or not. Because sometimes firewalls, sometimes ACLs are blocking. Can you see that I am making a connection with my remote router with 179 port and it is showing me establish? Yes. Connection is there or not? Good. Okay, you can turn off your debug packet. Debug, remember that command debug IP TCP packet, and you can say undebug all. Undebug all is a command to turn off your debug messages. Okay, so now I will first go to ISP and check my route. Whatever route you have, my data center routes, whatever public IP I got. So is this transferred to ISP? Because if I transfer to ISP, then it will be transferred to the whole world. Yes. So whatever IP we have forwarded 201, so ISP got it or not? ISP got it or not? So show TCP, show IP BGP. So can you see the route, guys? Just imagine now in the real world, do you think Tata will give you his credentials to you and say, okay, Atul, please check your own routes in my table? क्या कंपनी हमें अपना राउटर देगी? Okay, companies are not going to give me the BGP tables. Okay, they will not give me access. So that's why, because in the whole world there are a lot of customers, right? Millions of customers. Okay, so now what they have done, all the companies, they created looking glass. If you want to see your routes, I can give you looking glass. All the companies in the world, they have looking glass. Okay, any big company like Sprint, AT&T, Airtel, okay, BGP looking glass like Tata. Okay, so you go to that Tata looking glass and type your IP address, whatever IP you have forwarded. I type the IP address over here. Okay, click on the BGP, check on which router you want to check. Okay, if you want to see the routes in Mumbai, if you want to see the routes in Singapore, okay, because ISP is helping you to forward your BGP information to the whole world. Okay, and now if any customers, suppose Singapore customers are saying that they can't access your mobile app. Okay, their Instagram or any application what you created, suppose you are a TikTok owner, TikTok founder. So now your Singapore users are complaining that they can't watch, they can't see the TikTok or something. So you will check their public IP, you will check your public IP in the Singapore routers and click on the submit button, and whatever IP you have, whatever public pool have, it is going to give me the show output. It is the output of Juniper router, by the way, because yeah, you can see it is not giving. Yeah, so the route is coming me, it is showing in the table. Is it similar, right? थोड़ा थोड़ा same दिख रहा है ना? The only difference, this is Juniper router because there is a command ters. Ters is used in Juniper. Okay, so this is the output of Juniper because Juniper is #1 in ISP networks. Okay, so this MX 2020 is like very powerful machine. Cisco have also now good routers, but Juniper is leading the service provider market. Okay. Okay, so now you can see we got the route, but I told you in real world how you are going to check the route. You are going to check in the looking glasses. Any customer who advertise their public IP, they can go to any looking glass and check their routes. Is that clear, everyone? Isn't it a real world classes? Yeah? No? चलो तुम सच बोलना तो सीख गए. Okay. So, and my first lab is also completed. This is your homework also. Go to lab 23, go to Delhi router, put the router BGP command, neighbor command. Okay, so in lab, we have done opposite. First, we create neighbors and then we share the network commands. Okay, first we create a neighbor and then after that, we are creating network commands. Okay, and if you need a security, then we can use a password also. Let's use a password also, that whenever I create any neighbor, I should have same password both the sides. This is called authentication. Okay, because for my security reason, I want Delhi and this Tata, okay, from both sides. I will go to router BGP AS and the neighbor command. I will say here password, and then you can give a password here. Okay, let's give Tata 123, and the neighborship will go down because one side you configured, the other side is not configured, right? So after some time, what will happen? The password will not match from, because you have not configured this side. So automatically the TCP connection, everything will go down. Okay. It is taking time, but definitely it will come down. Okay. So that you do not want routers to go down. So you go to the router neighbor 152. Okay, so both the sides you can give a password. So this is called authentication, so that only the authorized users will become a Tata BGP neighbor. Okay, so this is the lab. Okay, so you can see the verification command, show IP BGP summary. So this is a command to check the neighbor, if my neighbor is up or not. What is the command to check? You go to the router and say, show IP. Okay, so whenever you see a number here, please focus here, this part. Okay, I hope you see. Yeah. So whenever you see a number here, okay, whenever you see a number, digit number, it means BGP is up. Whenever, if it is not up, it will show you some something here like idle, or maybe it will show you active. Okay, so these are some BGP states which are not actually, it means the BGP is not up, it has some issue. Okay, so this is the neighbor IP. This is the current version, which is BGP version 4. Okay, so right now we are getting 3 network entries. Now I will show you my router that are we getting Google, Facebook, everyone route, show IP BGP. So you can see here, guys, that we are getting the internet routes also. You can see Google IPs, Facebook IPs. But right now, because it's a small lab, I can't demonstrate the real internet over here. But in a real world, if you connect like this, how many routes you will expect in your table? Tell me. If you do the same thing with the real ISP, so normally you are going to get how many routes? Almost 10 lakh, 1 million routes. Yeah. So what ISP will do? ISP will only forward you. ISP will only forward you default route. Okay. So what they will do? ISP क्या करेगा? ISP will go to the neighbor IP and say default originate. Default originate, that I want to send a customer only default route. ISP will give this command on his router that I want to give a default route to this router because this is not a big company. I only want to transfer a default route to this company, not the full BGP table. Because this router, customer router, is not capable of handling the full BGP table. So I will only forward the BGP default route. And now if you go and check the if you check the customer table now, so do you see a default route now, guys? Yeah. So show IP BGP, show IP routing table. So you can see I'm getting a default route to access the internet, right? You can go anywhere now because BGP has sent me a default route. So when you do default route, normally you put manually in your router, but when you are running, you are taking the internet with BGP, you do not have to create a default route. ISP will send a default route to you automatically. Okay, when you do static default route, you as a customer have to create a default route. But when you are running BGP and you want a default route, ISP will send you a default route automatically. This is what we got automatically, right? But the problem is I'm getting 8 route, 9 route also. Means I'm getting other routes also. Just imagine right now, if you do the same thing on real world, what will happen? You will get 1 million routes plus a default route. Yes or no? You will get 1 million routes plus a default route. But now you do not want that 1 million routes. You only want the default routes. Okay. So you can BGP default route only. Okay. So there are different ways to configure. Okay. Normally, like you can put a network command 00, but it's not that good. So normally, you say default originate. This is between the routers if you want, but to configure that properly, we need to create some route map. Okay, that I want to forward a default route. This is very simple. Okay, but if I only want to send a default route, I will go to this. I will create a prefix list. Then I will create some AS path list. Then I will go to this route map, and this is what we will match. Okay, we are going to do that in advanced classes. As of now, for you, it is going to be little complex. Okay, but I will teach you that how ISP will only send a default route, not all other routes. Clear, everyone? So this was your full eBGP table, and this is how all the companies in the world today connect internet with the ISP. They just give network and neighbor commands. And why we give network commands? Because I want this public IP to be advertised to the whole world, and people from all over the world will be able to access me. Because if you forward your public IP, then only people are going to use your company applications. As a network engineer, we need to support those guys, yeah. Yeah, the application guys, they are doing day and night, they are doing development. Yeah. So any questions, guys? It's a very basic class, but again, I'm saying fundamentals are more important. Okay.
Sir, hi, this is Rishabh.
Yeah, Rishabh.
Sir, number one question is like, if we are running show TCP brief and we are getting the TCP is not functioning, so what will be the next step of troubleshooting if TCP
If
is not?
ISP, please repeat.
If we are running show TCP brief and we found that there is an issue with TCP, that it is not connected, then what will be the next troubleshooting step?
Then next step is like you can check ACL. Okay, so on your router or your firewalls, because if TCP is not coming up, it means the port number 179 is getting blocked somewhere.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And can you just give a little bit about what do you mean by when ISP will be providing default route, or ISP will be providing default route plus important routes and full BGP table? What does that
So
mean?
that means as a customer, how big you are. If you are a very big company, right, you have very big routers in your company, then obviously you do not worry that if you are getting 1 million or 2 million, correct? You will be able to handle all the routes. But if you are a company who is just a startup, or maybe just a company like HCL, Wipro and all, okay, or maybe very small company, okay, so you just need a default route. But why you are running BGP? Because you have a public pool. You want to advertise to ISP. If you want to advertise your public IP, do you agree that you need to run BGP?
No, sir.
Is there any way that you will transfer this public IP to the whole world?
No.
There is no option, right?
Yes.
Because internet itself is BGP. And you need to forward that route in the BGP table. Are you getting my point?
Sir, just a question on this. Sir, what if my branch router creates a static route and creates a next hop to Tata, and Tata then redistributed that in BGP, like redistribute connected subnets or anything like that? Will that be possible?
Where is, means you have a branch office, you are saying?
Yes, like I create a static route, or Tata creates a static route 201.000.
No, why they will not do it for you?
Okay, they won't. But is it possible?
No. It is not possible. If they can only provide you some Like if you do not need pool, they can give you their IPs, like 4 or 5 IPs.
Okay.
If you have a public pool and you want to advertise to the whole world, then they can give you BGP neighborship, they can give you internet, and you can say that I want to run BGP. And now you can forward this transfer to the ISP. Okay. Like you can see in the BGP table. Now the whole internet and your company route is forwarded to the entire world. Within just 2-3 minutes, your public pool will be reflected in all the over the world. And you can check that by BGP looking glass.
Sir, one more question. Like there is my organization which is currently running a private AS number. Like suppose this AS number 1 is a private, and I buys a ISP connection with Tata, and they have a public AS number. So public and private can communicate to each other, right?
They can, no, by default they don't, but you have to redistribute the things.
But sir, only one AS number can be run on a router, right?
With the VRF technology, which is, I told you, we will do that with MPLS. In that, you can run multiple BGP.
Multiple BGPs.
Yeah. When you know the concept of VRF, okay, so basically what ISP do, let me tell you. Okay, so this is ISP router. Okay, so this is what we are learning today. This is a concept of internet connectivity. First of all, get it clear. Okay, so what you are asking me is MPLS. Because private AS number we run in ISP. So now you can consider this. This is Airtel router. Okay, and a customer like any company like A, and there is company B. Okay, so they will share their routes, and between these two routers, you are running maybe BGP 65,530 something. This is 65,531. Okay, so they are running private AS with the customers. And when Airtel is forwarding this to Airtel Mumbai, okay, at that time you can use there is another AS which is running, that is BGP, like maybe 65,535. Okay, so your AS, these routes will be transferred to this BGP, and then the Airtel Delhi routes will be transferred to the Mumbai. So when you are talking about MPLS, it is like private AS is there, right? But when it comes to the real internet connectivity, when you want to advertise your public IPs, everything, then we need to focus on the public AS numbers. Okay.
Yes,
Private AS numbers are used in connections where ISP provide MPLS type of connections.
Okay, so if I have 5 routers in my organization, so in all those 5 routers, I have to provide a public AS number. Right?
That's your choice. If you are connected to ISP, if you are connected to ISP, okay, then in that case, like definitely you can connect with ISP with the public AS number. But inside your company, it is your choice. Again, I'm saying inside your company, if you want to run BGP, okay, so you already got a AS number, right? AS 100 or 500, whatever. So you can run inside your company the same AS number.
Okay.
Okay, so if you are, so you can see in real world what happened right now. I've taken this 2 routers. Okay, but in a normal way, like you have one another router and one another ISP. Yes. Like suppose this is Airtel. Okay, so both these routers, which are your company AS, so both are going to run the AS number 1. Okay. And inside that, suppose you have Mumbai branch, Pune branch, Chennai branch, and this is how you are connected. So you are running here interior gateway protocol like OSPF, and these two routers can become neighbor also. Because in BGP, you do not have to be directly connected. So Delhi and Mumbai will become BGP neighbor, that is IBGP. But here you are connected, that is EBGP. Okay. आएगा समझ आएगा, sure, don't worry.
Sir, one query.
Yeah.
in router one, you mentioned like you have taken LAN network as loopback. Why for that?
So this
Loopback,
is my public pool. So right now I created a loopback now, but in real world you can consider, okay, there is a router in Mumbai and there you have a like there we have a data center where you have all your application servers. And these application servers have this public IP. Okay. So now instead of creating servers and putting those public IPs in the network, what I created, just imagine like you have that public IP and now public IP you are forwarding to the internet with the help of BGP.
Okay. Instead of creating the physical devices, you just entered it as a virtual.
Yeah, because my focus is to teach you BGP. I can easily create a LAN network and put a servers and then I can show you the same thing. Okay. So whenever I say I have public pool, it means maybe I have a data center. Maybe I have AWS server. Okay. Where this public IP, we have bought it and used in AWS or we got in AWS, right? So means hybrid networks are going there, but the actual thing you need to understand that this router has to advertise the public IP to the entire world. Okay. Hello. Are you guys?
Yeah, got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it like a general question? Is it possible to have a two ISP connection in a single company or in a single branch?
Yeah.
So how they will work?
So nothing, you just have one more router and the same thing, neighbor command and the network command is already given. So the neighbor you will give and this is the, yeah, you just have one router that is running in different AS. That's it.
Once again, sir, sorry, no, there was
I'm
noise.
saying the same way, like we have Tata router, like we have another ISP and the same, if you have only one router in your office, you can give just neighbor command of Airtel and Airtel will give you neighbor command. So the public pool automatically will be advertised to Airtel. So it means now your public IP is transferred to Tata also, Airtel also, and both are sharing to the entire world.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it?
Sir. Yeah, thank you.
So let's create that also, like what we have here. Just hold on. Okay, what is the next step we have? Yeah. So this is the lab you guys can perform and we'll see that eBGP multi-hop. Okay, so guys, take 5 minutes break and then we will start eBGP multi-hop topic. Okay. So just now we did eBGP configuration. Okay. So the next topic is eBGP multi-hop. So come after 5 minutes. And this multi-hop will take around 15-20 minutes. Nothing too much lengthy. Okay. So come back in 5 minutes. Now go. Okay. So router 1 and router 2 have reachability before BGP config. Yes, by default, you should be able to ping the devices, right? Okay, so let's do the second lab, guys. Okay. Okay, so what is eBGP multi-hop? Okay, so by default, guys, like if you want to become eBGP neighbor, okay, so your router should be directly connected. Okay, like if you are connecting two neighbors, like we have done in the previous lab, there is no problem because whenever we create a BGP, it should be, whenever we create eBGP, there is a TTL value. Okay, whenever we create eBGP, by default, there is a TTL value, which is time to live, which is 1 by default. Okay, तो क्या होता है? 1 होता है. So it means if you have two routers, if they are connected, so whenever you send a packet with the TTL value 1, when it receives to this router, it will become 0. Okay. So now consider if you have scenario like this, like you have the connectivity like this. Normally in real world, you will not have this kind of scenario, but just for understanding of the topic is important that this is your router, or maybe this is another customer router, and now you are creating neighborship between Delhi to Bangalore and Bangalore to Delhi. It means you are not running BGP on Hyderabad. You are connecting Bangalore to Delhi, Delhi to Bangalore. In this case, whenever you send a packet with the TTL value 1, this will go to Hyderabad and become TTL value 0. And when the TTL value becomes 0, the packet will be discarded. It will not be forwarded to Bangalore. Okay, so this is a problem. By default, eBGP can only become a neighbor with one directly connected router. Because by default, the TTL value is 1. But in any scenario, if any scenario, like you want to increase the TTL value, that is known as multi-hop. Okay, suppose now if Delhi wants to become a neighbor with Bangalore, so you have to increase the TTL value to 2 minimum, right? Because if I send a packet from 2 here, this router will make it 1 and it can forward to here, right? So minimum 2 TTL value is required. So TTL value is like how many routers a packet can go, that is called TTL value. तो कितनी दूर तक पैकेट जा सकता है उसको TTL वैल्यू बोलते हैं. हर राउटर एक वैल्यू कम कर देता है. Okay, so the TTL value means how far the packet can go, and every router decrement the value by 1. If you send a packet with a 2 TTL value, the second router will make it 1 and the third router will make it 0. And after 0, you can't transfer further. You can't transfer. So in this scenario, to increase the TTL value 2, I have to give this command eBGP multi-hop. Okay. To demonstrate that, I do not have to do the same. Yeah, I have to do the same lab. Yeah, it's okay. Lab 24. Not too much time. Lab 24. eBGP multi-hop. Okay, so guys, let's turn on the Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore. My voice is clear, Lavdeep? Okay, so let's configure. So now this is AS1, this is AS2, and we are not running BGP on Hyderabad. So what is this scenario? So consider, again, do not try to relate with the real world, because this topology is not related to real world. It is just to understand the topic. Okay. Do not consider this is ISP or this is something. So just understand that whenever you have a router which is one router away, we need to use a TTL value multi-hop. Okay, so understand in that way. Okay, understand multi-hop. Do not understand the design. The design is wrong. I'll be very honest with you. Okay, so host name Delhi. Any router interface FA00, IP address 192.160. यार एक कीबोर्ड है ना, अगली बार दिखेगा नहीं यहाँ. Okay, why I'm giving no shutdown? Yeah, no shutdown is required. That's why. Okay, so IP is given on Delhi FA00. One 192.168.12.2. Okay, FA01 23.1. Okay. Well, okay, so the last router Bangalore. Okay, so we configured, and by default, remember one thing: to run BGP, we need to have reachability. If Delhi can ping this IP, then only we can become BGP neighbor. Okay. Again, I'm repeating. Okay. So if you want to make any in BGP, you can make Delhi and Bangalore neighbor. It is not impossible. It is possible. The only reason we need reachability means I can able to ping this 23 network, then only I can ping. So there are two ways. Either you can put a static route of 23 network, because Delhi do not have this network, and Bangalore should have a static route of 12.0. Okay, means you need reachability. Again, I am again saying do not relate to the real world. Just understand that we need connectivity to make BGP neighbor. But in real world, 99% of the time, okay, you have your own company router, ISP have router, and you create BGP neighbor like in the previous lab we have done. There is no problem. Okay. But in some scenarios, like if you get this IP, let's put a static route, IP route 192.168.23.0. And the next stop is 192.168.12.2. Okay. And from Bangalore, you will put a static route for 12 network. Okay, so let's ping Delhi to Bangalore IP, ping 192.168.23.2. Yes, guys, we got the ping. Yes, we got the ping. Now we are ready to create BGP neighbor. So config T, in BGP, you can create any neighbor, okay? Like whether it is 5 routers away or 5 or 10. So router BGP AS number 1, same command neighbor. Okay, so but the neighbor IP is this IP, which is 23.2, 192.168.23.2. Remote AS is 2. Remote AS is 2. Now you go to Bangalore. Router BGP2 neighbor 192.168.12.1, which is this IP 12.1. Remote AS is 1. Okay, clear everyone? Yeah. So they will become neighbor. The by default TTL value is what? 1. So by default, EBGP has a TTL value what? 1. Okay, it is always recommended that EBGP should be directly connected. So do you think now Delhi and Bangalore are directly connected? They are not directly connected. Then if it is not directly connected, then what we have to do here? Increase TTL value. Yes, because if I have to connect them, I have to increase the TTL value, and to increase the TTL value is called EBGP multi-hop. Okay, to increase the TTL value, the topic name is EBGP multi-hop. Okay, so if I go to this router and say neighbor 192.168.23.2 EBGP multi-hop, how much maximum TTL value you can give? 255. Okay, so and also it is not mandatory to give exact number. Like if you have 2 routers away, you do not have to give exact 2 number. Okay, you can give 5, 10, whatever you give. Okay, so if you do not give any number, it will take 5 by default, I think. But it's let's give 5 here. That router can. So I'm just increasing my TTL value to 5. Okay, so neighbor IP, just I'm increasing my TTL value to 5. And now I'll go Bangalore from this side also, neighbor EBGP multi-hop 5. Again, I'm saying 5 is not important. The important is you have to increase TTL value, because when you increase the TTL value, the packet can go from Delhi to Hyderabad, and Hyderabad will not drop. Hyderabad will also forward the packet to now Bangalore. Because by earlier, what was happening? The packet was discarded here. Packet was discarded here in the Hyderabad. Now it will be able to forward to the Bangalore. Okay, so let's wait. And now let's see. Show IP. Yeah, can you see that BGP neighbor is up now? How to check neighborship? Show IP BGP summary. So can you see a number here, whether it is 0? Why it is showing 0? Because from both the sides, we have not given network commands. If you have any route, like if Bangalore has any IP, any public IP, let's suppose we have any IP. And you want to transfer that IP in the BGP, you just have to say network 200 dot like this. Like this. Okay. So now Delhi is going to show you that I am receiving one prefix. Okay. Show IP, BGP summary. So now you can see I'm getting one prefix that is from Bangalore, and you can check BGP table, show IP BGP. And you can see the full BGP table I'm getting this network from Bangalore. Okay. The only concept you have to understand here, what is EBGP multi-hop? So EBGP multi-hop, if you just sometimes to understand a topic, we do not have to read a lot of things. If you just go and see the images, sometimes we are able to understand the picture if you know the concept. Okay. So you can see these topologies. Okay, that you are connecting eBGP multi-hop, eBGP multi-hop. Okay, so you can see the scenario that I want to create a neighborship between this and this router. So I have to increase the TTL value because by default, the TTL value is 1. So then where it is required? Okay, where it is required? It is required when you have multiple connection with the ISP. Okay, so sometimes you have 2 links. I'm creating another scenario on top of it. Okay, so we can create the same scenario, but I have to teach you update source loopback, which is again a new topic, and you will get confused now because 2 topics are already done for today. But yes, I think lab 23 and 24 is enough for today. Okay, next time I will teach you update source loopback. I will teach you IBGP, split horizon rule. Okay, and slowly we will go further with the BGP. Okay, so, and before we go, let me give you something to read. There is okay, so I'm sending you yeah, so I've shared one PPT. Okay, so please go and check that. That is introduction to BGP. Okay, what is BGP? Border Gateway Protocol. It is inter-domain routing protocol, port number 179. Neighbors are explicitly defined, means you do not have to be directly connected. Means if you have reachability and if you know what is TTL value, you can create neighbors like 5 routers away, 10 routers away also. Okay, मतलब आप 10 router दूर भी BGP neighbor बना सकते हो. You can create BGP beyond multiple routers also. So this is how the BGP looks like. Multiple AS number. This is like all companies have their AS numbers and they are connected to each other. So what is different with BGP? Neighbors are explicitly configured and may not be in the common subnet. Like today, the lab we have done. So guys, we created neighbor from 12.23.2 and 23 to 12.2. So they are not in same subnet, but still they became neighbor, right? They still became neighbor. So neighbors may not be directly connected or directly connected. It does not matter in BGP. You just have to understand, if you are creating eBGP, you need to increase TTL value by eBGP multi-hop command. Okay. So unlike IGP protocol, BGP advertise the whole subnet instead of advertising the individual network. Means we update the whole subnet, okay, instead of single subnet. Because in companies, we will not just create /27, 28, 29. In BGP, the minimum you have to forward in the BGP table is 24. You can't forward 25, 26, guys, in the BGP. ISP will not allow you if you forward 25, 26, 27 / value. Minimum on internet, you have to send 24. which means 256 IP addresses, because else BGP table is way big, right? So the minimum you have to send is /24, else you will not be able to forward. And network command has a different purpose in BGP, because if you remember OSPF, EIGRP, or whatever you have done, the network command or the interface is to activate the protocol on that interface. But here the BGP network command actually means that I want to transfer the route from here to another location. That actually means that you are putting your networks in the internet table, which is BGP table. BGP is configured between AS and same AS. That is called IBGP and EBGP. So these are the states, guys. Idle. So just have to remember the state. Okay. What is inside we will discuss. So what are 5 state? Idle, connect, open sent, open confirm, and establish, and active. Okay. Idle, connect, active, open sent, open confirm, establish. याद कर लोगे? Yeah. I hope you will be able to just learn 5, 6 in your mind. What are BGP states? Idle, connect, active, open sent, open confirm, and establish. Okay. Simple. So we'll discuss idle state, connect state, active state, open send state, open confirm state, established state. Everything you will learn. Don't worry. Just remember, okay, 4 or 5 states. And then we have 4 packets. Okay, what we have 4 packets: open, keep alive, update, and notification. Open, keep alive, update, and notification. Okay, OKUN. ठीक है, मुझे तो याद है, तुम्हें तो होनी चाहिए. Okay, so idle, connect, active, open sent, open confirm, establish. So these are states. Clear? Then packets: open, keep alive, update, notification. Clear? Remember OSPF? How many packets in OSPF? ये देखो, दिल्ली पे ही रख दी. Delhi router is my notepad today. OSPF packets: hello, DVD, LSR. Remember? So revisions are important, yes? LSU, LSAC. I remember, guys, last in Encore. Okay, I'm sharing one Excel sheet. Please check your note. Okay, and the notes link people are asking. This is the notes link. Okay. Okay, so what Excel sheet I'm sending you? It has, like, we have created a formula. Okay, because that is like in my previous batch, I've created this. It is just for you. Just go and create a copy, make a copy. Okay. And then you can use it for yourself. So whatever topics you learn, okay, just name it here. And this is a pattern which you have to revise. Okay. This is called the curve of forgetting. Every time, whenever you learn, the first thing you have to review in 1 hour. But I'm sure these are night classes. So 1 hour, revise the topic in 1 hour is a little difficult. But you can start with first day, then first week, first month, like that. Okay, there is a concept. This is a research also with the that's called ambiguous forgetting curve. Okay, so I have created it very simple for you. Okay, so whatever topics you guys do, like make a copy, create like whatever sheet you want to say, CCNP, like that. Okay, so whatever topics you learn, suppose I learn about BGP or anything, right? So BGP, so today is what date? You can say today is 23/4/23. So you can say 23/4/23, right? So automatically you can see the Excel is already taking the digits and giving you when you have to update or revise the topic again. So I recommend you all to revise your topic on these dates. Like whenever a class happen, after 1 day, after 3rd day, 7th day, 21st day, and the 90 days. And you will be going to remember the topic for almost years and years. This is a trick. This is the trick what I used to remember the topics. Okay, because it's easy to learn, but it's easy to forget also. Yeah. Because the internet is full of knowledge, but we need to remember something in our cache memory. Our cache memory is only 2 MB. But we are learning terabytes. Right? So this is the formula. See, today we done BGP. Now put a reminder on your mobile app or somewhere. Okay, you can go to these extension and there are a lot of integrations all there. Okay, means you can just create a reminder that what I need to take this class on 24. Okay, or just open this, what we call this task नहीं होते थे क्या इसमें, task भी होते थे ना. Yeah, you can just remember these. Okay, 24, and whenever just create what we call to do or something, right? Microsoft to do and all. So just put those dates on the to do that I want to revise BGP, and just revise for 5-10 minutes. Do not give your brain as just a homework. Okay, on 24th I will learn 2 hours BGP. People create these type of tasks. Okay, on 24 I'm free, I will become like Einstein, I will learn for 2 hours. Okay, so if you give big task to your brain, then your brain will say on 24, Arey, let's leave, let's go to party. BGP is not that important on 24th. We have whole life to learn BGP. Party will not come. Right? So see, brain is a very tricky thing. Right? So it's better you put a date and just say to your brain that I only want to revise for 5 minutes. Okay, and whenever you want to revise that day, so remember, you come to the notes and check what we studied. Okay, just see that lab. Okay, what we have done in that day, on that day. Okay, and just open that lab workbook. Even okay, and remember, okay, what we did at that time. Okay, we have done eBGP multi-op. Okay, kya hota hai? Okay, we put static routes. Okay, okay, remote AS. Okay, 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 multi-hop. Then you will automatically understand and revise. Okay, this is what we learned. eBGP command is to increase the TTL value, because by default the BGP packet has TTL value 1 in eBGP. Means this is how you can revise and keep checking that Excel sheet and remember the topic and learn in this pattern. Trust me, you will see the difference, that whatever you attend, whatever live classes you are attending, you will be able to understand the topic very easily, and you will be able to finish the course with very, like with 80 to 90% of knowledge. Okay, because many people attend live classes and after 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, they forget. And then instead of going to any other further advanced courses, they again go back and stuck to the similar CCN or CCNP. Clear? Thank you, everyone. See you all next time. Bye-bye.